this is Smedley Prime, and today I will be reviewing Transformers Volume 3 or Volume 2 by Daniel Warren Johnson. And this is the first comic that I've ever read from him, but I know that he's done a Beta Ray Bill miniseries that Meyer was reviewing. His Comics Matter with your boy Zach. So for this one, we open with the big gigantic battle on Cybertron with the Elita 1's unit comprised of Huffer, Cup, and Warpath. And they discover Ultra Magnus in pretty bad shape because Shockwave has been abusing him. Then we transition to Soundwave spearheading an attack on the Navy. Which transitions into a blood feud between him and Starscream, where they end up dueling. And he leaves him for dead and takes leadership. Because what I believe is that Daniel Warren Johnson, when he watched the 1986 movie, got upset that Soundwave got stuck fighting the Constructicons instead of taking on Starscream directly and leaving the chance for Megatron to get rebuilt into Galvatron and blowing him up into little gray chunks when he's king of the Decepticons. So, we have Carly and Cliffjumper bonding, which I'm not really big on. Then going back to Elita's scene, you have her carrying Ultra Magnus. And then further attack on the Navy. And then you have, Jetfire brought back from having been nearly destroyed by Starscream. And like the episode in which he was brought back in the original cartoon, he's used for transportation. Yeah, because he takes Cliffjumper, Jazz, Prime, and Ratchet to fly around. And then Soundwave calls up Shockwave, and they have a big plan that turns into ambushing the Autobots. And Ratchet gets upset that Cliffjumper is about to die and takes the blast instead, which makes it a little more personal than in the original movie, 86 movie, where he ended up just getting shot by by Starscream and Megatron. Prime and Shockwave start to duke it out, which is a callback to the IDW comics where Shockwave went crazy and Prime fought him one-on-one. In the heat of the battle, Elita blasts the gate, or starts blasting a few Decepticons, yeah. And then in the confusion, Soundwave takes Cliffjumper and Jazz away to be experimented on in much the same way that in the Transformers Prime cartoon he would abuse RC and Cliffjumper there too. Then we have Beachcomber pop up, and we get his backstory where he was basically dumped on the planet, or on the moon, and he's running around and enjoying the beauty of nature, which is a callback to the episode The Golden Lagoon. And then he stumbles into the Ark crash. He has Astra Train prisoner. There's also the Decepticons considering experimenting on whales, which is a callback to, I'd argue, Star Trek 4, where Spock is bonding with the whales. Because one of the guys who created Shockwave in the 80s said that Spock was an inspiration for Shockwave, but I think he's just a little more twisted because he's, a Decepticon. They have Prime and everybody meet Ultra Magnus, and they find out he is in pretty bad shape. There's a big epic plan from the Decepticons to take Earth and Cybertron and put them basically door to door and use the resources to help Cybertron be in better shape. And then you have Beachcomber on the Silver Surfer board. And then Ultra Magnus is on the table. In pretty bad shape still. Prime and Elita having trouble with RC. Yeah, Skywarp is part of the arc. We got a pretty bum deal. This is Devastator. And then Magnus is brought back with Wheeljack. And the scene is teasing the Prime cartoon where they had Ultra Magnus, Wheeljack, and Bulkhead, who I'm surprised hasn't shown up yet, but I think Robert Kirkman may be saving him for the... may or may not be saving him for either Void Rivals or the last few issues of this run, because this is supposed to go to 24. But Magnus ends up running away. And he'll be saved for for Volume 3's comics, because there's one listing in February, where our RC and Beachcomber will be going to look for him. And there will also be another character who I'm sure he'll meet too. There's a theory also, I should mention, that Megatron's arm is messing with Prime's head. Possibly Dark Energon, maybe. But Prime has a dilemma where he could save one planet and screw over another, but he decides to compromise to blast. Yeah, it's Beachcomber again. Blasts chunks of Cybertron onto Earth, which is the foundation for not only the next volume, which is still being written, but also the new G.I. Joe series.